office supply store and buy what they call an incline file sorter. You might also hear it called a cascade file sorter. It's the one that gets higher to the back. It has slots where you put folders on in and you put them in there and it stands up on your desk, okay? Most of them will have 6 or 7 slots. You can spend anywhere from $8 or $10 or $12 all the way up to $30 or $40, depending on how cool it's got to look. Get a stack, 20 or so Tri-Cut Manila folders, left, middle, right. Here's what you're going to do with them. Here's where you want to start writing. The first one, the first set of 3 that's going to go in that first slot. You want to have one that says ASAP, one that says today, and one that says to do. If you've got something in the middle of your desk and you've got different stacks and piles and emails popped up on the screen and all that stuff, you ever heard the expression your mind's eye, an apostrophe S, your mind's eye? Your mind's eye is giving mental attention to everything on your desk, and you're not focused on that one thing. Turn your computer screen off, get the other stuff off your desk, focus on that one thing, get it out quick, pull the next thing out of your ASAP folder. Today, self-explanatory. It's got to be done. If I go home at 5 or if I go home at 7, it's got to be done before I go home today. To do, don't let it become a black hole. A couple of times a week, check and see if something needs to move up into one of the other 2 folders. Okay? Second set of 3 folders. Call to follow up, waiting to call back, and temporary hold. You've got a sheet of paper, you've got a court document, you've got a schedule, you've got something or other in your hand, you're holding in your hand, and you have just talked to somebody, Michelle, this is Randy Anderson, I need to talk to you about the whatever, and you're sitting there going, say, yeah, I tell you what, I need to check on that, I'll call you back in 2 or 3 days. I'm putting that in my waiting for a callback folder. If she hasn't called me by a certain time, I'm going to have a note to myself to call her back, but I'm waiting for her to call me back. The call to follow up, same song, second verse, but I'm responsible for calling her back. She says, I won't know until a week from Monday, but you can call me then and check on it then. I put a note on it, whatever the date for a week from Monday is. That day, when I'm going through that folder and I pull it out, I say, I need to call Michelle today and get an answer to it. Temporary hold is, we don't know when it's going to happen. We're waiting for the jury to come back, or we're waiting for a plea bargain, or we're waiting for the new schedule, or we're waiting for the judge to decide when they're planning vacation in December to set that. I don't know when it's going to happen. Again, the temporary hold, don't let it become a black hole. From that point, you've got to decide what goes in your Cascade file holder. But for those first 2 slots, there's 6 folders. You can see the tabs on all 6 of those. Okay? In those next ones, you may want to have a folder for different people on your staff, one for each person. You may want to have one for other buildings that you have to carry stuff to once in the morning and once in the afternoon. You may want to have a folder for things that need to be faxed, but I'm going to build up 6 or 8 or 10 of those before I walk down the hall to the fax machine. You may want to have one for each different court. You may want to have one for each different month. You may want to have one for each different project that you have. You may want to have one for things you do at certain times of the year. Once you're finished with it, you stick it in a drawer, and this time next year you pull it back out and put it in your Cascade file holder. Okay? You structure those with the files that are in that Cascade file holder are going to be the ones that you use most frequently. My goal was, I'm on the phone, with 2 fingers I can go through the tabs, and with a finger and a thumb I can pull that folder out. What most people do is, hang on, let me put the phone down for a minute, and you lay it down, you're digging through a drawer, you're digging through a stack like this right here, you're trying to do the phone like this, and you drop it and it clanks around. You're also giving yourself carpal tunnel in your neck by doing that, being serious on that deal. You've got to find a way to make sure that you're not causing yourself problems by the way your system is set up. Ask yourself this question. If I were to get new carpet or new office furniture and everything had to come out of my office and out of my desk, would I really put it back the exact same way it's in there now? Because most of you probably inherited a desk from someone else and it was sort of this way already and you just kept doing it. How many of y'all have a drawer that is so packed full you can't even put another sheet of paper in some of the files? Raise your hand. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Take one folder out, weed through it, see what you can get rid of, shred what you have to, archive something down the hall in a closet, or put it back in there. Over the period of about a month and a half or so, you'll clean that file drawer out. Just get a red paper clip or something to use as a marker for how far you've gone. Okay? Sitting on hold, pull out a folder and go through it. You know, if you pull out a folder to talk to somebody about something, see what you can throw away out of that folder before you stick it back in there. Again, don't come in and spend 4 or 5 hours on a Friday afternoon. That's not getting organized. That's cleaning off your desk. Meaning a system is something that's going to require a little bit of time all the time.